Although that isn't it. It's a good question. It's going to be Jane.
Good morning. Hey, and welcome to the Sunday service of the Keene Unitarian Universalist Church, or KUUC as many of us call it. We are proud to be a green sanctuary and welcoming congregation. I'm Jane Stava-Wiemeister, and I've been a member/friend of the church, actually a member, since December of 2022. And over the now almost 2 years, I've served on the music committee and recently the worship committee. Fun times. Oh, yeah. Our service today is called Mother Earth. We hope that you find spiritual sustenance in the service that proves useful in your daily life and provides fuel for your life's journey. For those of you who want to learn more about KUUC, each week we appoint an ambassador to help you to get to know us better. Our ambassador today is Carol White. Carol, there she is. You are also welcome to join us after the service for our fellowship hour across the hall to my right. Please silence your phones, and you'll be glad you did. Join us next week when, I have to find that out, when we find out what happens next. How appropriate, yes. Once again, I say welcome. Our prelude this morning is called Ecology Round.
Good morning, everybody. This morning we're going to start with a piece called the Ecology Round, and it's in your bulletin. We're going to sing through the song. There's 4 verses, and after we sing it through one time as a whole, we're going to split into groups, 4 groups. And I'm so thankful that people just showed up in this area because there was no 2 for a minute. So when we get to the part where we're doing the round, you're going to stay on the same part twice. So you're not going to go through all the verses. It's too much, too many melodies. So Jane will be leading the first. Susie will be leading the second. So as you're going through it, just kind of remember what your tune sounded like. You're going to be the 3rd verse with Betty, and Carolina has the 4th verse. Do you get it? Let's find out.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Earth Day weekend. Our opening words today are by Richard Gilbert. Blessed are the heavens, for they declare the power of creation. Blessed is the earth, our beloved home, for she is a planet of plenitude. Blessed are the waters thereon, for they gave rise to living things. Blessed is the land, for it is the source of life abundant. Blessed is the air we breathe, for it fires us to life and love. And blessed are the beasts of the field, for they are so glorious to behold. And blessed are the birds of the air, for they carve a graceful arc in the sky. Blessed are the mountains and the seas and the valleys, for their variety makes rich our habitat. And blessed are the fields of grain, the orchards of fruit, for they give sustenance, asking nothing in return. And blessed are the dwellers on earth, for they cherish the privilege of living upon it. And blessed are they who protect the earth and all her creatures, from the plants of the field to the trees of the forest, for their reward shall be harmony with the web of existence. Rejoice and be glad, for the earth and her people are one. Today's service is based on our seventh principle, respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are part. So soften into your seats and enjoy. I'm going to invite Susan. Is Susan with us today? For chalice lighting. Who would like to step in to be Susan? Yes! Oh, Susie, you're the winner! Susie West is going to light our chalice today. And please join me in saying, though, this is our chalice.
Our chalice.
Yes, it is a frog, indeed. I haven't really heard any yet, but I know I shall soon. If you can join me in reading the chalice lighting words in your service. We seek our place in the world and the answers to our heart's deep questions. As we seek, may our hearts be open to unexpected answers. May the light of our chalice remind us that this is a community of warmth, of wisdom, and welcoming of multiple truths. And those words are written by Deborah Falk. And please join me and rise as you are able for hymn 1067 in your teal hymnal, Mother Earth, Beloved Garden. Now I'm going to invite Barbara Meikle is going to be telling our story for all ages, and I'm going to invite our participants to come up front with their ball of yarn.
Today's story is called The Earth Game by Pam Conrad, but dramatized by Lindsay, with help from everyone. Not very long ago, in a meadow not too far from here, some children found a ball of twine lying in the grass. "Watch me," called the oldest girl, and she tied the end of the string to her finger and tossed the ball in the air. Her brother caught it and wrapped the string around his own finger. Then he pitched it across to a friend. The twine unwound just enough as it sailed through the air. His friend caught the ball, wrapped the string around his thumb, and threw it over to someone else. After many tosses back and forth, the ball had unwound to just a loose end, and the smallest child wound that around his finger. And there they were, joined in a circle by the twine that wove a net at their center. "Now look," said one girl, and she wiggled her finger. "I felt that," said another, and standing very still, one by one, they each wiggled a finger until they could feel the twine move with even the gentlest tug.
Now let's be the earth. I am a jungle in Africa, and someone is shooting an elephant for its tusks.
I am the Arctic Ocean, and an oil tanker is hitting an iceberg and spilling oil over me. Soon, all of the birds will be black and slick and won't fly anymore.
I am a big city, and no one can see the stars in the sky because the air is thick with smoke and fumes from my factories.
I once was a farm, but today I am a mall.
They each felt the sad tug. They all stopped tugging. It was as though a thick cloud had passed before the sun and darkened their day. It was very still, except for a bird whizzing over their heads. The smallest boy smiled, and he moved his finger.
I'm a town, and in a backyard, somebody's putting out seed for the winter birds.
I'm a road.
And I'm tangled up. Here we go.
And people are walking alongside me, picking up bottles and cans for recycling and picking up the trash.
I'm a neighborhood, and people are planting trees along my concrete sidewalks.
I am an ocean, and fishermen are freeing the dolphins from their nets.
I am a herd of wild mustangs, and someone has given me land and turned me loose.
I am a vacant lot, and some people are planting vegetables to grow in my soil.
They all laughed. Then they raised their hands, lifting the net of twine higher and higher. They could feel a certain pull of all the things people could do to make a better world. And that is how, not too long ago, in a meadow not very far from here, a ball of twine was the beginning of the Earth Game.
And we are now going to sing the children out, and they will be returning for our dirt communion. Put up your hand if you bought dirt today. All right, we got some dirt. We have extra too. Yes, perfect, Oliver. As you go, make life around you. As you go, go in peace. Now our love is with you always. As you go, as you go. I'm going to welcome Jane up. She's doing our reading today.
Remember by Joe Harjo. Remember the sky that you were born under. Know each of the stars' stories. Remember the moon. Know who she is. Remember the sun's birth at dawn. That is the strongest point of time. Remember sundown and the giving away to night. Remember your birth, how your mother struggled to give you form and breath. You are evidence of her life, and her mother's, and hers. Remember your father. He is your life also. Remember the earth whose skin you are. Red earth, black earth, yellow earth, white earth, brown earth. We are earth. Remember the plants, trees, animal life, who all have their tribes, their families, their histories too. Talk to them. Listen to them. They are alive poems. Remember the wind. Remember her voice. She knows the origin of the universe. Remember you are all people, and all people are you. Remember you are this universe, and this universe is you. Remember all is in motion, is growing, is you. Remember language comes from this. Remember the dance language is, that life is. Remember.
Now is the time for our offering. Today's third Sunday plate recipient is Monadnock Developmental Services. Unfortunately, Executive Director Mary is unable to be with us, but she wants us all to know. The mission of Monadnock Developmental Services is to work toward inclusion, participation, and mutual relationships for all people who are at risk of isolation from community. We will promote self-determination and quality of life, develop an environment which encourages creativity, innovation, and individuality, and ensure quality of supports. MDS provides many services and supports throughout the lifespan. Many of our services are funded by Medicaid, but not all. Some of our primary services include services for children under 3 who experience developmental delays, children 0 to 21 and adults 21 and over with developmental disabilities, including intellectual disability, cerebral palsy, autism spectrum disorder, epilepsy, and severe learning disabilities, adults with acquired brain disorders, respite services, which allow family caregivers a much-needed break while giving the individual receiving respite care a chance to spend time in the community and enjoy personal interests with a trusted provider. Many individuals who receive respite funding have it covered through Medicaid, but for those who do not qualify for Medicaid, MDS has additional limited funds available through a variety of grants, such as Cheshire County Grant and private donations. On behalf of MDS, we thank you for your contributions today. So please give what you will for the church that has meant so much to you, for the church that meant so much to those who came before you, and for the church that will mean so much to people you will never know. Give what you will, for you are a generous people.
And our offertory music today is Big Yellow Taxi by Joni Mitchell, and Susie Erickson West is on vocals. Oh, and Dan is on drum.
They paved paradise, put up a parking lot with a pink hotel, a boutique, and a swinging hot spot. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. They took all the trees, put them in a tree museum, and they charged all the people $1.50 just to see 'em. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Hey, farmer, farmer, put away the DDT now. Give me spots on the apples, but leave me the birds and the bees. Please, don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Late last night, I heard that screen door slam, and a big yellow taxi took away my old man. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. I said, don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Yeah, they paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Yeah, they paved paradise, put up a parking lot.
MDS, I'd like to thank you for your generous contributions. I'm sure they will be used very wisely. So I'm going to take some of my advice. A certain sweetheart who's got that giggle that only Susie can giggle offered me an offering right before the service, and I said, and I have a feeling she wanted to maybe hug me or tell me to breathe or something. I wasn't quite sure, but I was like, I'm too busy. So I want to say thank you, Susie, for your generous offering. And even though I didn't accept your hug, I did take a moment back there. So thank you. I need my team. Putting together a service is an honor, a privilege, and sometimes a pain in the you-know-what. as most things worth doing are in my life, I have discovered. And I was very busy yesterday. It's the twins' first birthday today. Year old. We have a party, had lots of stuff going on. And I decided, on top of everything else, to make dirt cake, because what's an Earth Day service without dirt cake? So my stress, of course, is of my own doing. And but there's dirt cake, and that's always good. So I'm going to invite you all to just take a moment and check in with yourselves to see where you're at. You know, are you here? Are you present? I sure appreciate you being here. And if you want to just take a few nice breaths, whatever you do to get centered, I'm sure we all have our own thing. And, you know, if you're holding tension, if you're holding your arms like this, or just kind of let it go. If you want to close your eyes, you may. I'm going to read this wonderful Earth Day prayer by Laura Horton Ludwig. Or maybe it's Ludwig. Yeah. Earth Day prayer. Spirit of life, Spirit of earth, Spirit of all that breathes and all that is, we love you. We love this planet and its people and its beings. We love this interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part. We love it all. And we want it all to be well and blessed and healthy. But we are human, and as a people, our hearts are still small. So often our love and our sincere desire for the well-being of all is not yet enough to restrain our collective desire for more for ourselves, more money, more power, more things. So often we act in the service of that desire for more, in ways that harm our fellow humans and the countless beings with whom we share this earth. And so often, even when we would do otherwise, we feel powerless. The problems are so big, the scale so enormous. What can one person or one small group really do? But today, let our prayer be for hope and commitment to stay in the struggle and do what is right as best we can each day. And to love you, Spirit of earth and ocean, stars and rocks, beings of every kind, not least our human neighbors. To love this glorious whole as we love ourselves, for we are you and you are us. Blessed be. We're going to be singing The Earth is Our Mother, and it's a chant-like, so keep in the spirit of prayer. We are going to be doing just the first 3 verses. I think most of you would know this. It's been around for almost as long as the earth has been.
Sacred ground we walk upon, with every step we take. Younger, oh younger, hey young, young, hey younger, oh younger, hey young, young. The earth is our mother, she will take care of us. The earth is our mother.
So I'm going to read this homily today. I did not write it, but I got it from a very wonderful source. Minister Joy Berry, Unitarian Universalist. The oldest stories tell us we came from dust, and to dust we will return. But dirt? That's different. Dust is fine, often even sterile. Dirt, on the other hand, is made up of messier stuff. Dirt is mostly bits of weathered rock, broken down to dust and clay and sand. But the most important part of dirt, and what keeps it from being just bits of clay and sand and dust, is life and death. Organic matter from dead things like leaves and roots and bugs, and yes, larger animals too, make up the actual good stuff in dirt. Nothing would grow in bits of sand and clay and dust without organic matter from once living things. As they decay and break down, they release vital nutrients and make what we call soil. And living creatures play another important role. Animals like moles and earthworms move dirt around, putting air and more organic matter. The scientific name is, let me see if I can pronounce this right. Oh yes, poop! Into the dirt as they go about their business, tunneling and growing under our feet. And we sort of don't like all this messiness. We can accept that we came from dust and that we go back to it. Ashes and dust and stone, those sound mythical and biblical and storied. They sound symbolic. But dirt's just common. And all that messy stuff that makes dirt makes us a little uncomfortable. Maybe that's because it was drilled into us from the time we were babies not to get dirty, and certainly don't stay that way. Anyone get in trouble when you came in from playing with dirty hands and feet? Any kids here have parents that tell them to go out and get dirty? We'll have to ask them later. Yes, there we go. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, excuse me. Oh, yeah. Or that God made dirt and dirt won't hurt you. You? And parents, what does it mean if you show up with an unclean child? Oh, what will people think? Dirt means more than just mud or dust. We say someone has a white-collar job if they don't get dirty while they work, and a brown-collar job if they do. Guess which one gets paid more? We say dirty diapers and soiled clothing when we mean stuff is so yucky we don't even want it to go into all the details. And if somebody has a dirty mouth, a dirty mind, or dirty hands, that means they've said something, thought something, or done something wrong. And if you have the dirt on someone, that means you know what it was. If you dish the dirt on someone, that means you tell what you know, exposing them as unclean. Our words reflect a deep discomfort with dirt and soil. We have some work to do around the moral value of dirt. Our shared hunter-gatherers' ancestors might be rolling in their graves to hear how uncomfortable we are. But the Victorian part of our shared American culture is happy with our strange psychological resistance to dirt. We need to get comfortable as a pig in mud with dirt. You see, dirt needs us to get over this whole obsession with clean thing. Only a few feet of dirt on this whole earth. You don't have to dig down far before you hit solid bedrock. And yet every terrestrial plant, from moss and ferns to potatoes and carrots, from dandelions and roses to kale and blackberries to apple trees to redwoods, they all depend on it. It's been called the ecstatic skin of earth, and yet we treat it like, well, dirt. We spray it with pesticides and we drench it with antibacterial chemicals that kill the parts of soil that make it alive. But that can all change. We just need a new story. We know the old story about dirt, not the one so far back that it said people came from it, or its cleaner first cousin, dust. But the one we've heard from the cradle on is about how dirt is bad. But what about the new stories? You see, scientists are still learning all the time about the world around us, and they are learning that dirt is good for us, not just while it grows our food or holds down our tree roots, but good for us like sunshine, like water, like vitamins. How? It turns out that children who get dirtier have less allergies and less asthma as they grow. True story, as probably all you wise people out there know. You ever see a toddler eating dirt when you put them down outside? I mean, do people even still do that? Put babies down on the ground? Anyway, it turns out that tiny bits of ancient dead creatures in soil create something called endotoxins that, when ingested, stimulate our immune system. You know, it lives in our gut, where food goes, or dirt if you eat it, in a way that our human blueprint seems programmed to expect. How many of you here love gardening? Let's see some of those gardening hands. Not necessarily the products from it, but just the process of it. How many of you wear gloves when you do it? You wear gloves? We are finding out now that exposure to dirt actually increases your serotonin levels because dirt has something in it that is a natural antidepressant. So dirt really can make us happier and healthier. It's good for us, you know, like church. We have some very nice communions in this denomination. You know, where bread and wine are turned into the flesh and blood of Christ. But we can all agree that water communion and flour communion and bread communion are just so nice. Aren't they so nice? Everyone comes together and brings something to share, and it feels so religious. And they are beautiful and lovely and meaningful in our faith. But I think it's time that we lead the way, as the heretics we Unitarian Universalists are known to be, in creating a dirt communion. We know dirt happens. We know that dirt is what happens when you live a life joyfully, voraciously, authentically. When you are too busy cooking food and loving people and dancing and making things to keep every corner spotless every moment of the day. We knock it off our shoes and we wash it off our faces and we sweep it off our floors. But it's a part of us, and it should be. It's too powerful a thing to forget and dismiss. Dirt is foundational. The readier we are to put down roots and to grow and bloom and go to seed, the more we need dirt. We are a faith that says, come, come, whoever you are. Bring your imperfection, bring your truest, most authentic self, bring your dirt. Can you hear me, children? Bring your dirt, children. Would anybody like to just pop their head out there and just sort of give a nod for the children to come on in? Their cue was a little off earlier. They probably think that they missed it. Bring us the dirt.
Here comes the dirt.
So today, many of you have brought a little bit of your dirt, a little bit of the soil where you find peace, find your power, find your joy, maybe from your garden, from your playground, from your favorite hiking trail, maybe from the resting place of someone or something you loved. There's power in all that. I want to invite you now to come down and share your dirt with this community of faith and trust that we will do something miraculous and transformative with it. Please join us now in our very own dirt communion. Here, can you reach that far? Can you reach that far? Also, come over here and just put some in like this. And then when you're done, you can just go like that. If you didn't bring dirt, there's plenty here.
This is from Mole Hill, so it's probably got mole poop in it.
That's what I like to hear. Yeah, if anybody would like to say where that dirt is from, that would be lovely.
The children's garden.
I wrangled this away from our groundhog.
There's some good stuff in that.
This is from my raspberry patch.
This dirt is from the dirt that I shared with the children in my classroom that came from my father-in-law's shop.
This dirt is from my yard where I planted bulbs last fall, and miraculously, they're coming up.
I'm offering for Nadine, and this is dirt from Keene.
This is dirt from my patio garden at my condo. I do have a little garden, so that's great. So there we go.
My dirt is from my compost bin.
Symbolic dirt from my compost pile, which I just spread on some of my beds.
Symbolic dirt, because I wanted to be a part of this new communion. Thank you.
Thank you. I was recently in Asheville, North Carolina, checking out the land that my daughter lives on and her boyfriend, and I brought back the best, reddest soil ever, and guess where it's sitting? But I want you to imagine that this is really like this orangey red, right? I'm going to pop it in there. And here's a little dirt for anybody that has not shed their dirt today. So now, we are going to bless this dirt. So I want all of you to send your best energy and thoughts and light here. This is that is to put the flame out. Maybe you can help with that later. Do you want to go back to your seat, or are you going to stay up here with me? No, I like that. I love having somebody up here. It's like, somebody, can I hold your hand and then you make me less nervous? Okay, all right. So the blessing of the dirt. And we've never done this before, and so thank you for being part of it. In the knowledge that we are all of us imperfect, but come together in communities of grace, we bless this dirt. In the belief that we humans share an origin and a common destiny, we bless this dirt. In a sustaining faith in human redemption and growth, we bless this dirt. In the wisdom of science that tells us that dirt is an important part of our own health and happiness, we bless this dirt. In understanding that all living creatures are connected and have a right to healthy soil, we bless this dirt.
In hopes that we will all continue to grow together in mind, body, and spirit, we bless this dirt. So, what are we going to do with all this dirt? What should we do with this dirt, do you think? What should we do with it?
Put the gardens.
Yeah, put it in the gardens, right? If you want to take some home to add to your patio, garden, whatever. And then also, we are going to be going in the coffee hour, during coffee hour, we have opportunities to make our own little flower pots. There's seeds to choose from, and maybe actually even the young people would like to go and help set that up. That would be really, really terrific. Thank you. I'm going to invite Andy up, who's going to read The Seven Pentacles by Marge Piercy.
Under a sky the color of pea soup, she is looking at her work, growing away there actively, thickly like grapevines or pole beans, as things grow in the real world slowly enough. If you tend them properly, if you mulch, if you water, if you provide birds that eat insects a home and winter food, if the sun shines and you pick off caterpillars, if the praying mantis comes and the ladybugs and bees, then the plants flourish, but at their own internal clock. Connections are made slowly. Sometimes they grow underground, and you cannot always tell by looking what is happening. More than half the tree is spread out in the soil under your feet. Penetrate quietly as the earthworm that blows no trumpet. Fight persistently as the creeper that brings down the tree. Spread like the squash plant that overruns the garden. Gnaw in the dark and use the sun to make sugar. Weave real connections, create real nodes, build real houses. Live a life you can endure. Make love that is loving. Keep tangling and interweaving and taking more in. A thick and bramble wilderness to the outside, but to us, interconnected with rabbit runs and burrows and lairs. Live as if you liked yourself, and it may happen. Reach out, keep reaching out, keep bringing in. This is how we're going to live for a long time, not always, for every gardener knows that after the digging, after the planting, after the long season of tending and growth, the harvest comes. Please join us for our final hymn called The Loveliest of Trees. It's number 98 in your gray hymnal.
going to invite Susie up to extinguish our chalice. Like the flame of the chalice, may the flame in our hearts burn, remaining unextinguished. May it ignite our energies, our drive, our resolve to dream, to build, and live into the world, that good which exists for now only in our imaginings. And these are our words for leave taken by May Sarton. Help us to be the always hopeful gardeners of the Spirit, who know that without darkness nothing comes to birth, as without light nothing flowers. And our postlude today is "This land is your land." And I believe that the lyrics are in your, yes, program. Great. Please do join us for coffee hour through this door and then the next door, and have a treat. Take home a little seedling. You can leave it here if you like. Take it home. Take as many as you would like.